Welcome to day 3 at our craft shop in Camp Catholic. I'm so glad you are here with me today. In today's Bible story that we learned that God helps us find our way. He gives us the 10 Commandments and Jesus gives us the Beatitudes. These are ways that we can live to help us be on the right path. And if we get lost, we always can turn to them because God always will help us find our way. So in today's craft, we have something similar to help us find our way. We are making constellation telescopes. So constellations are clusters of stars in the sky. And throughout history, people have used these stars to help them find their way. Because certain stars are out in different times of the year. And so they have guide people on their travels. Sailors use the constellations to help them find their way back home. We know that Harriet Tubman used the North Star to help people find their way to freedom. And if you ever see the movie Moana, you kind of see that she uses the stars to help her find her way. And that's what we are doing today. Just as constellations help the sailors find their way, God helps us find our way in life. So just to help us remember that God will always help us find our way. So the constellation I made in my Constellation telescope is the Big Dipper. So when you look through it, I will see the little stars of the Big Dipper. So let's see if we can make this work with the camera. Yeah, I kind of see the little stars, my little constellation. So let's see what materials we need today to make this fun craft. All right. So first we're going to need is a paper towel roll. And so I have some of these laying around the house, and you can use a toilet paper roll, but that probably won't be as clean. And then some white paper, and then they asked for black paper, but I don't have any black paper, so I have brown paper. You can use any type of dark paper you have. You are going to need a pen, more coloring utensils, and either glue or tape. So first I just took my white paper, and I measured it. So I went around my telescope or my paper towel roll and figured out how much I need, and then I cut off the excess paper. So this was a very short piece of paper already. It was kind of leftover craft paper, so I didn't need to cut off as much. Alright, so before I glue this down, I'm going to take my paper and I am going to decorate it. So you can decorate any way you want. I'm going to do Camp Catholic and my name. And draw a little cross and a little design. So in the end, I have my Camp Catholic with my little design. Alright, so once I am done with that, I am going to glue or tape it onto my paper towel roll. My paper is a little bit bigger than my paper towel roll, but that's okay. I am just going to use some tape. And so now that I have it all taped, so now I'm going to make my constellation. So that's where my dark paper comes in. So I'm going to take my paper towel tube and put it on top of my paper, and to see how wide I need my circle. So I'm going to just take my pen and draw a little my circle. Now I need to draw some tabs so my circle will stay on top of my telescope. So I just drew little tabs or feet onto my circle. And then I'm going to cut out the tabs in my circle. So. Almost done. Alright, so I have the end to my telescope. Now I'm going to punch out my constellations. So if you would like, excuse me, you can look up some fun constellations if you want, or you can make your own. So I'm going to make the Big Dipper again. So I'm just going to take my pen and to poke little holes using my pen into the paper. So just kind of like that. So now I have my constellation. So you can either use glue or tape. So I'm going to, the side that has my ink on, I'm going to put the glue on that side and just put the glue on the little tabs. Liquid glue might work a little bit better with this, might be a little bit more messy, but it might stay a little bit longer. But mostly I have stick glue. And if this doesn't work, you can always use the tape. As it sticks to me. Now hopefully it'll stick to my telescope. Alright, so once I have my glue on, we're going to put it against my telescope and fold the tabs down. Sticking to me more than my telescope. Alright, no, telescope. Yeah, I might use some tape to help it stay. My stick glue is not the strongest, so you want to make sure that there's no light poking through except in the little holes you punched, your little constellations. So you want to make sure it's covering and you don't get any little gaps. So that's tape might be a little bit more helpful with that as well, to make sure you're covering the entire end of the paper towel roll. Alright. Oh. There's one little spot where my light might peek through. Alright. So there we go. So I end up using tape more than glue, and that's alright for my little constellations. So now I have my Constellation telescope. And I see the Big Dipper, or Little Dipper. Not sure which one I made. Next, let's go back to our handy dandy backpack and get out our sash if you are not wearing it already. So today we learned that God helps us find our way. So for today's badge, I made a compass. Because just as a compass might help us find our way in the forest if we are lost, God helps us find our way in life. So I'm going to cut out my badge. And glue it on to my sash. And there I go. If instead of a compass, you can also draw some constellations. If you want to draw stars, or any way, maybe the 10 Commandments, the tablets, any way you feel that God can help you find your way. So have some fun, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye.